Hi and welcome back to Warframe. Today we're going to have another look at the Penta here. The base damage of this was pretty poor. Being a weapon that throws grenades, you then have to detonate. The status was low, it doesn't have a critical at all. Magazine's tiny, but you know, it's got 500 or more rounds in it, so it doesn't really need any ammo mods in it. Accuracy's okay, the fire rate wasn't that bad, the blast is huge. Impact damage was nice, so impact mods on this worked really well. If we go to this, you can also see not a single polarity in this. We will be going back and actually doing this again because we haven't touched it since it first came out, if I'm brutally honest about it, because we just had to refit half of our mods to this because they weren't here. Because I've taken them off or traded them or I have no idea. But the setup we do use gave us nearly 1,000 blast damage, 300 impact, well 250, and somehow 1,700 gas damage. I mean, obviously if we changed the gas mod for an ice mod, that would go up. Now in this, obviously because it doesn't have a polarity to it, we did have to drop a catalyst in, otherwise Serration takes up 14 levels. This gun would be level 14 before I could fit that damn thing in there. So that is probably why we will end up dropping a former into this and polarizing this, just to save us 7 points, so we'll put other things on this. Then we have the impact damage, we have the magazine capacity for fire damage. It's actually in there for the fire damage, the magazine capacity doesn't really affect it that much, it's only 20%, and 20% of 5 is 1. So all it does is add 1 extra round, so it's pretty much useless. But it's in there for the fire damage. It adds fire damage and it gives us an extra round. Then we have the speed trigger. Cannot remember why we put that in there. It needed it at the time, but it just ended up staying there because it's not a charged weapon. You pull the trigger, it shoots a grenade that sits on the floor until you detonate it. So that isn't really necessary. It's just we like to get a big group of them at a door and just keep firing the flaming thing at them as quick as possible. Then we added the poison damage, as I said. That was just for the sake of it. That you can stop it with the ice mod, which we will try and find because we cannot remember where half these things are half the time. And if we go back, it becomes pure blast damage. That's 2,500 blast damage. That is actually the better way to have it. But the reason we don't, more than anything else, is because if we leave it like that, what happens is if you shoot somebody and then detonate it too close, it will kill you. Like one-shot you. So you can one-shot yourself with this weapon. And that is why we added the poison instead. Because it does take the blast practically all the way down, and it mainly aims on gas damage more than anything else. It's still as powerful as any other version because all it's done is it's taken the 1600 from the blast damage and thrown it over to gas damage. It's just less likely to one-shot yourself, which to me that is a fair trade-off. I would rather be dealing damage to them than killing myself with every round. But if you really wanted a weapon that is reliant on nothing but numbers, you can put this back in. It actually takes up less points because that would be a 9 maxed, and it would be pure blast damage, but you would constantly be needing revived. And then obviously top all of that off with Firestorm. Okay, so this thing no longer kills... Oh, what the hell? Where did he come from? It no longer kills you, so they must have changed that. So I will be actually leaving that frost damage mod on. If you can hit somebody with this, like with the projectile itself, it will actually kill them. There we go. I haven't detonated them yet, they're still lying down there. Detonate them and they're dead. It's an awkward weapon to get used to because of the way the projectiles work. I did not mean to iron skin then. Oops. I brought iron skin. I brought Rhino in here for iron skin, I should say, and I fired a blast at my feet. Stood on top of it to try and demonstrate how this thing would kill her. Yes, it knocked us out of iron skin. But if we stand on top of it and blow it, it didn't even break my shields. Yes, it does a lot of damage to her, but it doesn't do enough to kill her. So I think I will be leaving the ice on there to keep the blast damage. We'll just vary it from time to time. I mean, you can actually do more damage with this weapon by just hitting them with the projectile than you can by actually blowing it up at them. See? He's dead. Let's actually shoot this guy. No? You're just gonna... I'll shoot you with another one. I've no idea where they went. There they are. Now, this kind of weapon, I've seen it actually used a hell of a lot in the derelict survival missions, trying to get the goddamn bursting part. Well, part, because there's only one. And it does work really well sometimes in survival missions, because all you do is, in certain areas, I just iron skinned again. God damn it. That's a lot more people than I thought we were going to have in here. See, he died, but the projectiles were over here. We're actually taking more damage from them than we are the... We're taking more damage from the enemies than we are the weapon. Glad they fixed that, because that one did bug the hell out of us when using this. I mean, you could still kill yourself with this weapon fairly easily. There's too much of a learning curve on this weapon. You've got to try and learn how the hell the projectiles work. I won't bounce them around the corner here and take out anybody that's down there. But we'll leave that off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.